Morning, YouTube. Well, today I'm gonna get out here and try to get this these battery trays on, get my batteries hooked up. But first, I wanted to show you what happened when you spray baking soda on your grass. Baking soda will kill the crap out of your grass. So if you're using a baking soda for blasting, you might not want to do it in your yard. Who knew? So anyway, the battery trays are painted up, and I wish I'd went ahead and replaced this one. I mean, you can see it's pitted, but it's still pretty solid. It's just real bad pitted. And this one, it's got some pitting around the edges, as you can see. This right here still, I mean, it's just as smooth. It's like factory, so. Anyway, got these ready to install. And go out here. And I got me some new headlight bezels ordered. I ordered 2 of them. But I think I'm gonna order some black ones. I think would look better with this black grill, black trim. Maybe it'll look better. Don't know. May not look worth crap with that, but I ordered black ones, so we'll see what it looks like when they get here. Got a mess in here, but I did get my seat belts mounted the other day before I quit. So basically, basically I'm ready to set my seat in, but first I got to get all my dash and stuff hooked up, just so I'd have more room to move around in here. And I still got to take these off and paint them. I got to get some plastic bumper paint for that. I hadn't got that yet, so it's going to be a little while before I get around to that. So, since this one's already set up to be mounted here, I'm going to go ahead and get this thing in. And we'll show you what it looks like. Okay, guys, got her installed. And one bolt here, one here. And there's one on the upper fender right here, and one down there, if you can see it, right there. That was the hardest one to get in. I just had to take a die and recut the threads on that screw because they was all corroded and it didn't want to go in there good. So this is the better of the 2 battery trays right here. Now on this side I'm going to have to do some drilling. I got to figure out where, right here I'm going to have a hole. And I'm thinking where that dimple is down there, I've got to have a hole. And then I've got to find some bolts or some nuts to fit some bolts to go here and here. So let's get started. Okay, so it's been a couple hours. Temporarily I got this battery installed. I tried to crank it up earlier. I couldn't get any power. Did some troubleshooting. And on this junction box from Painless Wiring, they had the power lead coming from the inside of the cab to here in the wrong spot. Or really they had the power lead right here. This power lead was down here, and it wasn't connecting anything in the fuse block. So once I figured that out and moved this power lead up, now I got power. Also I had a hole in my fuel line up here where I took it off with a pair of pliers the other day. So at least I know my my mechanical fuel pump's working, because it was spewing fuel everywhere. So now I've got everything hooked up. I don't expect it to crank. and run. I expected to crank over but not run, but I did have to, I had to bypass my neutral safety switch because it's bad, so I got to get a new neutral safety switch, but it ain't no big deal. Really change it out. So right now I just got some jumpers here, make sure it's in neutral. Now what I did is I left some injectors loose over here, try to get the air out, and they ain't wet yet. So what I do is I just take this injector line right here, y'all can see, and just loosen it up. I get some looseness in it, and now it's completely off. I don't really want, I just want it loose. And this one's loose. I don't remember if I got any loose over here or not. I don't think I've left any real loose over here. Yep, that one's loose. That one's a little loose. These two here are tight. So I got at least two on each side loose. It does seem to want to take a lot of juice. These are brand new batteries, and should be no problem having enough juice to start it. So we'll keep turning it over. Fuel coming out. And we'll let it rest. Let the batteries go back up. Check your fuel. Once we start seeing wet injectors, we'll be pretty close to being where we need to be. I still don't see no fuel coming out. I need to make sure I got power going in the right place on this fuel pump. I'm going to check that right quick. Around here. Yeah, we got 12 volts going there, so that's right. I hope that ain't bad. It is a different pump, so I'm not sure. Okay, I'm starting to see some fuel, as you can see. I hope you can see. Starting to see some fuel come out here. Let's see. See it right there. Starting to get wet. I didn't think these were that. Yeah, they are loose. Alright, so we know our fuel pump's working. Check the other side. Yep. Alright, I'm going to tighten all these fuel injectors up, and then we're going to try for real. Save some batteries. For some reason, it's getting fuel, but it ain't wanting fire. So I'm gonna have to replace this solenoid, and we'll try it again as soon as I get that done. Everything, as far as I know, everything's working like it should. I need to hook up my oil pressure gauge, make sure I'm getting oil pressure, and we'll track that next.